Hello, my name is Lisa Grief, and I will be reviewing for my video Ella Enchanted, the book. This is a retelling of the story, the fairy tale Cinderella. It is written by Gail Carson Levine. She published it in 1997 by HarperCollins Publishers. The age is appropriate for, I'd say, 10-year-old through adult, maybe a 9-year-old. Love to be read to out loud. 8, 9-year-old is perfect. Awards received are a Newbery, ALA Notable Children's Book, ALA Best Book for Young Adults, the ALA Quick Pick for Reluctant Young Adult Readers, School Library Journal Best Book, and Publishers Weekly Best Book. So as you can see, this book has taken a lot of awards. It's actually a hilarious read. I thought it was very witty. I'm sure most of you have seen the movie. The movie has a lot older Ella in it. I would imagine in the book that that Levine is talking about someone about 11 or 12 years old through most of it, and then she grows up a bit and at the end marries the prince. But she starts out as a young child, and that's why this is considered on the children's book, the Notable Children's Book Awards. The story starts out as Ella being a young child. At birth, she's actually given a blessing by a fairy, and the fairy blesses her with the gift of obedience. It's really actually a curse if you think about it, because if we have to be obedient to everyone, we've lost our free agency. And this book has you think about that quite a bit, what it would be like to not have agency and to not get to make decisions on our own. And I really like the aspect of this, that it plays into it. This is a picture of her fairy godmother here when she's young and trying to help her through some of these trials. Same storyline as Cinderella. There's a stepmother and the two wicked stepsisters. There's a picture there of Olive and Hattie, her stepsisters that Ella ends up living with. But Ella stays a free spirit. The top picture there shows her jumping over and hurdling a barrel. She doesn't give up. She always tries to fight the curse and tries to not be obedient to what it's trying to make her, or other people are giving her orders. Her sister Hattie finds out that she's cursed and that she has to obey, and she uses it to her advantage. Tries to make her do things, and it could get Ella sometimes into mischief, and sometimes it makes her look like a fool. It goes on. The father sends them to to a boarding school, and they have to learn from Mistress Manners. Ella hates it there because it's too strict, and her sister's ordering around, so she runs away. And when she leaves, she decides to go and find the fairy Lucinda, who's given her this blessing yet curse, and beg from her to take it away. Well, she has some adventures. She meets up with some ogres. They try to eat her, and that's a little graphic for age appropriateness. That's why it's probably better for 11, 12-year-old. The Prince Charmant, he comes and rescues her from the ogres, and they become friends. Ella and Charmant have a fun relationship. They're witty, just funny lines. And this book will get you laughing right out loud. I love that about it. It's much better than the movie. You've got to give it a chance if you haven't read it. For the lines are great. You can't get all the lines into a movie like that. The giants, she gets to the wedding and is with the giants, and she's trying to find Lucinda the fairy so she can beg her to take this curse away. And then a lot of the book tells about Ella and Char's relationship. And I did show pictures from the movie because this book doesn't have photos, of course. And you think of Harry Potter, you imagine the boy Harry, and a lot of times Ella, people think of Anne Hathaway, but in the book, she is a lot younger character than they portrayed here in the movie. So her and Charmant become friends. They then later fall in love, and a lot of the book at the end is about the relationship with her and Char. She falls in love, but she doesn't want to marry him because she knows she'll be a threat to him and the kingdom. If anyone were to find out about her curse, she could really hurt the kingdom. And so she hides that secret from Char. She's not allowed to tell her secret that she has to be obedient. But at the end, she figures out The book's much different in the end than the movie is. In the book, she has to just stand up for Charma and the love that she has for him, and she tells him no, that she will not marry him. He asks her to marry him. Repeatedly, she says no. And finally, the spell is broken because she put him first above herself and her love for him. So the spell is broken. Her fairy godmother, Mandy, says, "Love, the spell is broken. You can have your life back." And she's excited and ecstatic, and they get married and live happily ever after. So it does end on a good note. I really enjoyed this book. I love how the author, how Levine, she knows that Cinderella in the original story was submissive. And so she plays into that by giving Ella a reason to obey. So a lot of this is about Ella and having to be obedient. That's kind of a fun twist on the original fairy tale, to give her a reason of why she was so submissive to me. Like I said, Ella is strong-willed. She's a fighter. She's just a fun character, a great feminine character in a leadership role. It's very well done, an enjoyable book. Thanks.